Hello again, this is Eric Whiteside with EW Tech Nerd. I'm here with Lisa Thompson of Black Royalty Apparels, LLC. And today's session is just the basics of setting up QuickBooks Online. We're going to cover not only setting your company up properly, and we're going to cover looking at the chart of accounts and get a better understanding of QuickBooks Online on how it's going to apply not only to Black Royalty but other business owners when you first get into QuickBooks Online. Now, we have done some of the great stuff by adding a logo, but the first thing we're going to look at is Lisa, since you hadn't connected your bank account, but we want to get it ready. So when you connect your bank account, you have some basic structure to your QuickBooks Online. And the first thing is understanding how to navigate QuickBooks Online. Okay, so it's going to be a little challenging because we've set you up as a pro advisor in training. Ultimate goal is that not only you learn QuickBooks for your business, but we're also going to train you on how to be a pro advisor and utilize the training tools of QuickBooks Online. So that's why you see this part here, your practice, your team for advisors. And this is where you have access to training videos, which is going to be your homework assignment when we finish here to start on. And then here is where your company is, your dashboard. So let me go ahead and request control, hit approve. So here we see your main dashboard for Black Royalty. And on this dashboard, it's going to give you a snapshot of your sales, expenses, and profit, and your bank account balances. Right now, since we haven't connected your bank account, any outstanding invoices you have show right here in your dashboard. And also, it's the first, like the dashboard you see on the mobile app, and you open that up as well. Here, this section is called banking. This is your most important section on a daily or weekly basis. Once we connect the bank account, you'll come in here and look at your transactions. Just communicate electronically from the bank into your QuickBooks Online banking section. And then the fun one is sales. This section here, sales, will be where you can say if you got some outstanding invoices you sent out to people. This is where we would set that up. And then we'll also look at setting up your online payments once you set your bank account up. And then here, be tracking your expenses and vendors. Vendors is very important. That's where you're going to be buying your products, your clothing items, and where you spend your money for the business. So here I want to be, I'm going to go ahead and set my company up as a vendor. So I can show you how that's done. And so it'll already be in here, so I can cut me. So we'll go in here and I'll put in. And the great thing about it is it actually pull up information of business. So if I put in eVision project development, you see it's automatically going to pull up my address because I'm on Google Business. And it gives you that basic information. We'll put in the email. We'll put in the website. And in notes, we can even put in a business ID, and we can click here on track it for 1099. Let's say if I was a company that you were, as a vendor, that you were hiring to do a job to sell your product or to help you in your product, then you can track it for 1099. So at the end of the year, you can know how much in 1099 statement you need to give to me. That's really good. So say, for instance, in your case, say you have someone that's going to be selling your shirts, and you're not ready to be able to pay them on payroll, but you say, hey, you sell my shirts, I'm going to give you 10%, 20%, right? So you would put them in as a vendor, and if they're individual, you still go ahead and put in their social, and then you would click track for 1099. So at the end of the year, the money that you paid them for selling your shirts will be what? That money will be on that 1099 statement, in which they will have to pay their own individual taxes on the money they have made for you. Do you understand that, Ms. Lisa?
Yes.
So remember that when you're looking at setting up people that you're going to give a percentage of selling shirts. So now you got your first vendor set up. Hey. And so we can go ahead and we'll set up the business center as a vendor. Let's see here. It should be in here. Vision. Business center. There it is. Put the address. Website. Same thing. Now you got two vendors set up. Another vendor will be who do you pay every month. We're going to do one more to help you so you can get an understanding of vendors. So they come across. So one place for people you're going to be paying every month is Shopify. So let's see if we can find Shopify's address. Well, let's see if QuickBooks will do our job for us. If they got an address for Shopify. So we're going to put in here. You're going to pay Shopify. Let's see here if they're in here. Oh, there it is, Shopify USA. So you'll be paying.
It was on English. Once I logged in, it was on English. It said it as configuration, and when I went to the settings, it was already on home. Reserved to return back to English.
Return back to English.
But it was not charged.
It wasn't? Oh, it's been on probably a new battery because it's just been sitting on a charger for so long.
Use battery's bad.
Battery's bad, probably. So Shopify, and so Shopify is automatically in here. That's great. So now when that $29 come out of your bank account for Shopify, they'll be already in there. And then what you need to do is get a list from of any of the places where you buy shirts, clothing, and add them in here as vendors. Okay. So here is a worker section. And so this is really very important for you. Here, once we set up a bank account, you can set yourself up. You'll be the first person to set yourself up. We'll set you up payroll. And with that, so say for instance, you just went out and you sold $500 worth of stuff, and y'all say I made $300. And you say, hey, I need to make some, I need some money. Instead of you doing a withdrawal from your company and be subject to that tax or that distribution, what you want to do is run yourself a small payroll. If it ain't up to $75. Now, what's going to do for you, Lisa, to help you because of the fact that once you pay the taxes on that little $75, and it'll run it online and deposit the money in your account just like you're getting paid at work. But now you'll get another W-2 from your company as well as your other job. So now what does that do? That increase your ability to get a higher tax refund. And since we are sending this off to be a C corporation, the profits from this corporation will be separate than your personal. So by W-2ing yourself, you're creating yourself that little $75 you made from black royalty, you pay yourself on a paycheck, Now you got another W-2 and pay stub from Black Royalty. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And we would train you on how to do your own payroll. It's very simple once you learn. And then remember this section, the reports. This is where we'll get your profit loss, your management reports, your balance sheet, quarterly profit and loss summary. That's a good one. Statement of cash flow. And then this section, which we're gonna go ahead and set up because you got sales tax. We set off for your retail licenses, which we'll look at. Here is your tax center. So this is what we're gonna put in your tax rate, which is South Carolina Department of Revenue. Oops, name was, oh, sorry, my bad. I put that wrong. It's supposed to be sales tax. Oops. South Carolina sales tax. And the agency is called South Carolina and our tax rate in South Carolina is 7%. But we do want to make a double check since you're doing retail online store. Let me just confirm. I think it's 7%. We want to confirm, and once you get your retail license, hey, Jack, is that South Carolina retail tax is 7%, correct?
The what?
The sales tax.
Spartanburg County, yeah.
7%. Okay, thanks.
All right.
7%. We want to confirm that to make sure it's not you get a different tax rate by doing online sales. So I think that's how we registered you. So we need to make a note that we need to check that. Make a note that we need to check and confirm the tax rate for your online sales as it relates to also your what you call sales, your actual hand-to-hand sales. It could be a different tax rate there. And so here, once you put this in, this is this is where you'll get your calculations for that My Doorway login that we set up. Please say you have that login too, because we're going to need to record that. I'm hoping I wrote that down in that folder for you, but that's that login that we set up to go and register your South Carolina corporate CL form and your South Carolina Department of Revenue. And remember, I told you that login is where you're going to log in every month to report your sales tax. So this is very important. So say, for instance, you do a sale of a shirt. You'd be probably, say you're doing it hand in hand. You would do a sales receipt, do it from your mobile app, and it would take out now your sales. It would actually take out that taxable amount and then put it in the tax center. So it'll show you if you sold 1,000, what that sales tax would be. So that's going to be one of your most important sections right here, sales and payroll tax. But the key thing of this is how you record those sales. And a lot of your hand-to-hand sales, now it's automatically calculated from your online sales in your Shopify account, but for the ones you're doing hand-to-hand, you have to manually do these sales receipts. And so now we're going to go up into the gearbox. This is called the gearbox. Very important. So in this gearbox, you have a section over here, your company, your account, your team. Here, this right here, your import, export tools, This will also have you a list of your products and services and your recurring transactions and attachments. Attachments, I love attachment section for QuickBooks because say you're out and you bought some gas and it was for business purpose, you was going out to do some sales, and you took a picture of that receipt and you uploaded it from your phone, it will appear here. Also, I recommend you taking your bank statements every month, upload them here. So you have everything that you need with your business in one place and label those. So let's say, for instance, let's see what we have. I think we have some documents for Black Royal. I'll show you how this works. Let me find. Oh, you know what? We have you on the Google Drive. That's right. So we do have some documents for you. So let's go in here. We're going to attach one. Going to click on here. Oh, we're on your computer. That is right. We're not on mine in here. So I will need to do that from, let's see, business filing information. There we go. So let's see. I'm going to download these documents. And I'm going to put them in Glyph here. Let's see, hit download. Your articles. One second. And I'm going to download your certificate. And now I'm going to put those in your Glyph so that you can get them on your computer. Let's see here. Let me add. Give me 1 second. Let me add. Okay, so now we can take this. We're going to add this. This is the file. And right here, I want you to type in those passwords. See, that's your My Doorway login. See, I put that in there. I didn't put the password. So this is where I got all of your documents. Go ahead and put these in here. So I keep a backup of all your important information. Let's see here. So let's find. So one, the most important form is your EIN. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay. There's your EIN number that went to download. So now I'm going to go into here. And by doing this now, if you lose your files, you know you always got it in QuickBooks Online. And if you got audited, you can say, hey, let's log into QuickBooks Online. Here's all our files. So we'll go in here, and we're going to change the name of that, and that is your EIN number. We'll call that in notes, Black Royalty Apparels. Saved. Now you see your EIN note. It's right here in QuickBooks Online. Now I'll go back and we'll put in your other QuickBooks as they come. So now we can go back to your gearbox. And so this session is supposed to be on setup. So let's look at what we set up so far and how you set up your company initially. Next week's section will be on chart of accounts. And so you see here, we went in here, we put your logo, we put your contact information, your telephone, your cash base, and now we need to go ahead and put your EIN, because now we have your EIN number into QuickBooks. You know, it's cash base. You're going to click here.
Now we need to change the PO box too.
Oh, yes, see, got that because that was the wrong information. So it's 8342. Let's go and change. And the PO box is 453, correct?
Yeah.
So now, your company profile, first part. You can track locations. We have set up as 1120 corporate filing. So now we can go into notifications, new assignments, dates due, deletion status, and it has this new tab where you can actually do assignments called workshop. You'll be using that. And now let's go to sales. So now let's see how our sales are. First here, the first section helps you customize your look and feel of your invoice. If you send me an invoice and say, hey, I need 5 shirts, you'll go in here and prepare me an invoice to eVision for the 5 shirts. And what this does, this is how the invoice will look. And you can change the design of that. You say, hey, make logo edits. We can even change the color splash of the logo. So we want it to be black. Keep it there. We can also look at the content. What do we want on the logo? What kind of information? And this is how it looks when it comes to me. Hold 1 second. Yes, we. Yes, I'm recording. Hold on 1 second. I'm almost. No. Can I just call you back in this when I finish this? Okay, so this is how that looks. And that's how your email look when they come in. And once you set up your QuickBooks payments, it'll get an opportunity to make that payment. So we hit done. So that's what that section. Now we'll go back to your sales again. So again, we hit the clear box. We have on company settings. Okay. Okay. Now we're back on sales. Now, on your sales form, it has a term. What is your preferred terms? Net 30. Lisa, do you understand what net 30 means?
No, I don't.
Okay, net 30 means that if I asked you for some 10 shirts and you send me an invoice, you send me the shirts and I have 30 days to pay that to you. In your business model, you don't want that, do you? You have to wait 30 days to get a check from me, right?
No.
So you want your money faster.
Yeah.
And so here's where you determine how fast you want your money in an invoice. Now, for some big clients, let's say you're doing the shirts for a school. They say, hey, we want to get, we're going to buy 1,000 shirts. Now, in that case, you might want to change that term for them. They say, hey, we only pay every 30 days. But what you want to put here is due on receipt. Now, what does due on receipt mean?
The day that you put on there?
Exactly. The day I get that invoice, I need my money. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. Let's go. And here, this is very important, yeah, because in your case, you're going to always be dealing with shipping. So you want to turn shipping on. And also, we're going to put a custom, you can do a custom field in here. And we're going to say handling. You can say shipping and handling, but let's say handling or packaging. Just to give you an option. Say, for instance, I say, hey, I want those 30 shirts. What's going to be the shipping cost? Okay, you know, UPS going to cost you X, but what about you packaging them and putting them together? You might say, hey, for those 30 shirts, I'm going to charge you a handling fee. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And here's the service data when you're going to send those shirts out. Here, we got a deposit. So when you turn that on, I say, well, hey, Lisa, I cannot give you the $1,000 for those shirts. But for my order, you say, okay, to order 1,000, before I go and order these, you got to pay me a deposit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that will open that field up so you can put, I put discount. Open up this field for them to give you a deposit. So I might give you $250 deposit on that order. The one above that is discount. So on the discount could be, say for instance, hey, since I'm ordering 1,000 shirts, you're gonna give me a 10% discount. So in that invoice, you'll have a field to put that 10% in there. And then the last one I don't think you use is where they can give you a tip. So no, we don't want that tip. So we're gonna hit save. Now the next section is, yes, we want to track inventory on hand. So we're gonna go in here and we're gonna make some changes. So first, we want to show the SKU number. Because you know, if you're buying shirts, you might want to put that UPC number in there so that it can match up with your inventory. And we want to track the inventory on hand. So what that means is you get 20 shirts today. You're going to need to go and put them into your inventory for 20 shirts. So when you sell those shirts, it will come off the inventory. Why is that important?
So we can keep up with what we have.
There you go. And here we can start talking about pricing rules on your inventory, where you can actually set up rules of, hey, I'm gonna automatically do 20% of all my inventory. We're gonna go here. This just shows you a reminder message. The message when they send out the invoice, we can put a default message. Hey, thank you for shopping with Black Royalty. We love your support. And this is a reminder message where I hadn't paid you. It's gonna send this message right here. This is a reminder. Hey, just a reminder. Hey, we haven't received your payment. Eric, you deadbeat. You're not getting another shirt till till you pay me. Thank you, Black Royalty. And I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna add here. What is your telephone number?
372-663.
Uh-oh, what happened here? Let's do this. Let's cancel this. And we want to go, we're going to tip down. We want to keep this in here. I'm going to say what we said is 864
372.
63.
No, 66, 63.
Yeah, 66. And you can put in here to send you a copy of that email that you sent to me saying I was a deadbeat. And so the next section is that we want to show, we're going to talk about expenses. And we got on here, we build on expenses. Do we want to track expenses for customers? So let's say I tell you, I say, hey, Lisa, I want you to get me some custom shirts done for eVision, and you go and order these shirts, and I say, hey, I'll pay for any of the costs of making these shirts. So by turning on track expenses, when you go and buy stuff for me, you can actually track these expenses per me and then build those back to me. So if we said, hey, I need you to build some shirts for me, but I'm gonna pay all of your expenses, you pay for it up front to get the shirts done, you can use that. Do you think you want to use that feature?
I don't.
Mm-hmm. So let's understand let's just repeat so you understand the situation. So eVision calls you today, say, hey, Black Raw, I need y'all to order me some eVision shirts. I need y'all to get it to me at a good price, but I'm gonna pay for all of your expenses related to that, doing that. So if you said yes, you're gonna need a way to track those expenses, right?
Yes.
So that's what that's about. We'll turn it on for now. We'll look at this as we go. And then here is making your expenses billable. So now it tracks the expenses. You done spent $200 on me, and now you're ready to bill it back to me. You can go here and put a markup on the expenses you paid for me. You're gonna mark it up by 15%. So that's automatically gonna mark it up when you rebill it back to me, and you charge me sales tax if you want to. So now those expenses, so say you went and bought me some shirts, and you said, hey, I said I'm gonna pay for those shirts. You got the shirts at $10. You bought 100 of them. But when you send me the bill for those 10 shirts at $10, it's gonna have what?
On the price, the 15%.
Markup already built in. The last section of this is called purchase orders. Now we won't turn it on, but you will probably need that in the future. So, because here, let's say that you're getting 1,000 shirts on credit from eVision. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to tell you, I need you to send me over a purchase order for those 100,000 shirts. And once I get the purchase order, I'll ship the shirts to you. So basically, all the purchase order is a promise to pay for whatever these items you ordered. A lot of big companies going to require you to do a purchase order to order that, whatever you're ordering, and especially if they're going to give it to you on credit. So we'll go into the advanced section. The advanced section shows when your fiscal year. The fiscal year for Black royalty is going to be January to December. And chart of accounts, we're not going to enable account numbers, but here we have a shipping account. So we're going to take this shipping account and we're going to set up a chart of account for that. Let's see if we got shipping. No, we don't. So now we'll go in here and we're going to add new. And we're going to set up an expense, just like, remember when we set up your assets. So we'll go into expenses now. And we'll go down here and we'll find shipping and handling. But that's, and we need to distinguish, and I'm going to show you how now the shipping and freight delivery expense is only expense for when you're buying something for Black royalty for your own, say, company use. We're going to set up what is called a cost of good shipping and handling. So say you, somebody bought a shirt and you shipped it to them, that wouldn't go in this shipping and freight and delivery expense. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So you see here it says, hey, we're going to do a cost of goods for shipping expense when it comes to a product you done sold. But if you're getting something, that's your shipping account. And so here's pre-filled forms, applying credits, and automatically invoice and unbill activity. So let's say, for instance, you have been, you're doing, you got those bills, expenses you got from me, and you forgot to send me an invoice. Guess what it's going to do? Automatically send me an invoice. Sometimes that could be bad and good. You don't want to send me too many invoices. I ignore you. Automatically apply bill payments. Yes, we'll talk about the bill pay. And this is time tracking. If you do, like you say, hey, Eric, okay, but I'm gonna have to charge you per hour I mess with your shirts. That's what that would be. You would do time tracking. You won't need that for your business model now. And so it goes into the currency. US is our currency. Now we are done. So what we've covered is company settings, and we're going to get more on the company settings as we get into this. And we'll set up your bank account. We got to go back into company settings to set up your payment account and your QuickBooks merchant account. But this kind of gives you kind of a little overview of the setup. We'll be doing this setup in the next few sessions. As you get your bank account set up next week, we'll have some great things to play with. And then we'll also go in and work on your chart of accounts. and establish what kind of expenses is going to come through back royalty and what kind of chart of accounts we'll have. So that kind of concludes just initial setup, basic overview. Do you have any kind of questions, Lisa, from, I know I kind of moved kind of fast from what we have discussed today.
Not right now.
All righty. All righty, so that concludes. Again, this is W, the Tech Nerd, and I'm here with Lisa Thompson at Black Royalty, and we, again, thank you for tuning in here at the eVision Business Center. Let's see.